But on the inside, it's unforgivable. But I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you break me. But something about it makes us whole, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold. I break you break me. Holding our love in chains of gold. I break you break me. Holding our love in chains of gold. Frozen in a dream, I can't escape the thoughts of you. If I try to leave, when I'm with you I can't move. It's unforgivable, but I forgive you. Me in this mess I'm falling. Never know. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. We couldn't get any closer. We couldn't get any closer. We couldn't get any closer.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the action keeps on rolling. As after our contest in the Challenger League, we're heading things over to the Titan League, where we've got Dragons and Venganza squaring off for a very pivotal match. Both teams sitting at 1-1 and trying to get above 500, heading into the second half of Week 3. But I'm joined tonight by Bagels. How you doing, buddy?
Doing okay. I'm looking at the stream, and that is not a flame logo, Squirrel. That is a novice moment logo. Very disrespectful. I don't know why my camera isn't working, but that is the product of not casting for I don't know however many weeks. But I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
I'm good. I feel like you've been out for a little while, so we get some vintage bagels back in the scene, and I'm excited to cast. I was supposed to be in that third match, but I got the present of being given the Titan match tonight, so I'm excited and ready to not cheer on my boy, but see what Bubbly Reaper's got for me tonight because that's my boy, and I want to see what he's working with tonight. So I'm excited, and as I said, both these teams, this is a pivotal match for both of them. They don't want to be the team to fall to 1-2 after this is all said and done, but a 2-1 has a much better ring to it, and that's where both these teams sit right now, Bagels.
Yeah, definitely. It is last match, the Challenger League between the Drakes and the Samurai. There was exciting. I think this is going to be just as exciting as well. We do have our Lord and Savior Bubbly Reaper, but on the other side we also have Goth. Both Goth and Bubbly are two close friends of mine. As Bubbly has joined the lobby early, I think he did that on purpose now because he realizes that it's not going to be an issue since they updated the game. Bubbly is quite the trickster in the pregame, so to say. But I think overall these two teams are really close, and I think these are two teams that we're going to see later on down the season that are going to be fighting for that 5th, 6th spot in the playoffs, and I think this will be a good litmus test between these two teams right here to see how they stack up.
Yeah, and we're starting to get into the part of the season where you can tell what teams are legit and which ones are kind of just taking advantage of the mistakes that the true contenders are making early on in the season. But we're starting to see the chemistry come together for a lot of these squads, and I do think that the Dragons have potential to be one of the heavy hitters. They got some big names on their roster and some dudes that we expect to pop off, especially going into playoff time. On the other side of things, Venganza didn't have the best season last season. I think they were mostly a meme in the Titan League, kind of the free win, but they've turned things around, at least hopefully so, as they do sit at a 500 record right now at 1-1. But their squad looking to kick things off on the right foot and get in the positive direction, and Goff's going to be that guy for me to get things going for the Venganza lineup.
Yeah, I think it all starts with Goff. He's just kind of an all-around player there for Venganza, and I do think this is going to be a different roster. Like I was saying just a moment ago, I think either of these teams could end up at that 5-6 spot, and then Diversion as well, who just found themselves a sweep earlier today. I think they're going to be kind of between those three teams. It could be anywhere from the 4 to 6 spot. Maybe one of them gets knocked out, but on the other side, the Dragons. This is kind of a team that's going to be really speedy and the chaotic playstyle of Bubbly, going for those demos, going for those solo plays on the dribbles, and they really impressed me in the preseason game. Although it was preseason, they ended up sweeping my team. All the matches were super close, but they kind of just surprised us, I think. And I mean, kind of early for predictions here, but these two teams are taking a while. Apparently, somebody's in the bathroom. Uh, but I do think Dragons take this. But on the other side, I could very well see the interesting combination of Ladog, Goff, and Bubs could prove to be a dangerous squad there.
What's the series score prediction? The official Bagels patented prediction.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Dragons, but it could easily be another Game 5. Well, we almost got Game 5, but it could go Game 5. But I got it in
All right.
4.
I hope you're right. I hope this goes 5, but I do think Dragons are probably the favorites heading into the matchup. We'll have to see how it plays out. As early pressure does find its way on the Dragons half, is there trying to avoid being scored on early. It's a shot on target, and Goff's going to put it on to start things off, and just a miss in the goal, and Goff's going to capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was just a misread coming out from Bubbly on the backboard, but even a few seconds prior to that, there was just a lot of space being given to the Venganza team there, and that whiff off the backboard put Jordan in a rough spot, and Venganza going to capitalize early.
Yeah, Jordan's given a lot of time here looking for a pass, but he skies that one, and Goff's going to be the first one to it, as it was too much to handle for his own teammate. Samuel's going to make a save. Not the most difficult one, but it is a free 50 points. He'll get back up to this one as well. But the shot, or the clear from Goff, goes right to Bubbly, and the Dog's forced to make a nice clear, and Yours trying to slot this top corner. That is just bar off. Jordan trying to put it back in, and Goff's going to hop in front of it. And Samuel's going to clean it up and take it to the side. Plenty of boosts to work with. No one challenging yet. Bubbly will finally get to the backboard, but it is still dangerous as you will have to beat out Goff and clear it the other way. But that one Venganza goal is all we got early here. It's like both teams are taking turns trying to get something going.
Yeah, and Bubbly, he got 2 bump plays, and then I think it was Jordan, or it could have been even Yor, ended up missing that shot on the upper side. But on the defensive side, Bubbly's missed a second backboard read, and a little concerning here for the Dragons roster. But good pass out from Bubbly over to Yor, and not able to find contact on the offensive side. So I think it's just going to take a few minutes here for the Dragons to warm up, because it looks like they're making a lot of mistakes. And Venganza could take this pivotal game 1, but there's Bubbly with a good shot to the right side.
A nice pass from Yor, just hitting it right on target, where Bubbly didn't have to move too much just to go up. And that play before, I think Jordan got demoed, and if he wouldn't have gotten demoed, I think it was an open net. It was just going to roll in. So the demo worked out in their favor, ended up in a nice passing play. So Dragon's going to take that and tie this game up. Maybe try to get some momentum, get their offensive side rolling a little bit, because their defensive side, as you said, Bubbly, not the most accurate off the backboard right now. Hopefully he can clean it up, but Yor is going to clear this downfield. Takes up the full boost, but he will be cleared away before anything gets dangerous. Bubbly there, but Bubbly whiffing a couple balls here early on. Not what you want to see.
Yeah, a little concerning.
Hopefully it doesn't have anything to do with it. The rest of the series, a little bit of nerves. Even the great Bubbly gets a little nervous when he's on stream. As you know, he doesn't really like being on stream, but I think we all like watching him be on stream. So that's what we get tonight. Is he finds himself in the backboard once again as Samuel looking for a double tap pass mid, but nothing there. And now Jordan's gonna clear it the other way, and we're still sitting at that 1-1 score totals.
Yeah, the defensive side for the Dragons is just utter chaos right now. Even really solid players like Jordan and Yor are just whiffing or in awkward spots on defense. Here it is again, but Jordan getting a nice dribble. Another 50 dunk coming out from Yor, but I mean, once they get on offense, it's just explosive. And Venganza are rushing back, even all three players rotating back at the same time. So once they get on offense, there's Bubbly going for those demos. He's looking for another one. They look solid on offense, but as soon as they get on defense, something changes, and I don't know what it is, but a huge dunk coming out from Yor, but a big save from Samuel on the goal line. The follow-up from Jordan with the flip reset. Not quite sure if that was necessary, but either way, Venganza able to stave off this Dragons offense.
Aside from that one flip reset attempt, this has been a very slow game. It's a nice save from the dog. Usually when we're in the Challenger League, we get the Titan League, I should say, it's a lot quicker pace of play, but both these teams taking their time on a lot of these possessions, and I think that's probably the reason not too many goals have came through. It's very calm and calculated gameplay. As Bubbly gets passed right to him from the other team, but the dog is going to catch his third save of the game and keep it out of the way. As Jordan has a lot of room to work with here, can't find the pinch on the way down, which means the dog has the pressure on from Venganza here, and Samuel with a shot, and he's going to read it off the backboard, no problem. And the dime from the dog is finished off by Samuel.
Yeah, and Yor just getting beat out. Good hit from Ladog, and Bubbly, I think he may have slipped somewhere in the middle of the net. He wanted to go for the squishy, or just looked like he didn't have enough boost to get to the squishy save in time. But either way, another good solid offensive drive for Venganza, and it doesn't take much for these two teams to score either, as Bubbly was harassing the final defender in Goff, but they're going to need more than bumps here to tie it up.
Yeah, and as you said, Bubbly slipped on banana peel and net, and now he's trying to return the favor and get some bumps on the other side to get things going, as they're now trailing with under a minute to go. Samuel very quick up to this ball, but not the best bounce, but he will get back to it before his own teammate even can. But Bubbly is there, but the dog is there to cut him off. Now Samuel's going to keep Jordan from having any play there. Now yours plenty of time to work with, but he will barely get it over one, but is right to Goff, who is pre-jumping that. But Bubbly will get it past him. Samuel looking for a double in his own backboard. He will find it, and it'll be enough to keep the pressure off for now. As the final 15 seconds tick away, you are looking for a pass mid, but Jordan kind of flat-footed, didn't want to commit for that one. Seeing maybe there's another opportunity in the last 10 seconds here. Bubbly looking for a pass, can't find it.
Oh my goodness!
Jordan with Bubbly is going to tie this game up in the last 2 seconds.
Oh my god. And Bubbly actually misses his initial touch, but it doesn't even matter because he's still in a great spot and absolutely calculated coming out from the Dragons. Tying it up with 2 seconds at 2-2-2, and we are likely headed to overtime unless somehow Bubbly pulls something off here. It's not pretty, but it could go in. Oh my goodness.
The Bubbly respiratory pop-off moment was due, and it almost came through, but I guess the last second goal will be enough for now, as Ladog is going to miss-touch off the ceiling, and it gives the Dragons plenty of time to reset and collect the boost they need to try to get off the defensive half, as Ladog forced to make a very acrobatic save to keep that one out of their net. And Goff a nice read here. This is up to Samuel. Samuel's just going to bang that downfield, but nobody ready for the bounce off the backboard. But now Ladog is here, but he's going to side flip. Maybe it's for the best, but Yor will get in front of it in time. And now Yor, with plenty of time, gets it over Samuel. Bubbly Ruby's going to hop in front of it. Goff forced to make a nice save here. And the dog's gonna bang it downfield, and nobody's in net. And that's just a free shot for Samuel. And what a way to finish the game after a last-second goal. They're gonna lose to an open net, bad rotation.
Yeah, that was just a challenge that Jordan didn't need to go for, especially in overtime. You have no safety net, and that is such a ballsy challenge to go for. I mean, if he wins the challenge, they likely score, but I don't know, it's just too much to throw on that moment. But ultimately, I think, I mean, I'm looking at the offense here for Dragons. They're sitting at 12 shots and Venganza only has 4. But I tell you what, the chaotic playstyle of the Dragons kind of let Venganza seem more dangerous than they actually were. But ultimately for Dragons, I think those few mistakes early on, I think as long as they get Bubbly and they get Jordan on offense with Yor kind of being that playmaker, getting those passes out in the midfield. But even when they were getting those passes, they either weren't accurate or they weren't committing enough. And if this is a slumping Dragons offense that's still able to put 12 shots on, I'm kind of worried for what Venganza might be facing going into game 2. I think they stole a game here.
Yeah, I completely agreed. I feel like Venganza really, I don't want to say earned it because they definitely earned it. They for sure capitalized on a lot of mistakes that the Dragons threw their way. And I mean, sometimes that's all you have to do to win these games. Is just make the necessary cleanups on the errors by your opponent. And that was definitely what happened in that game. Is Venganza, they didn't have to do anything crazy. As I said, very slow and calculated game, but sometimes it's all you need to steal a win, as Dragons do find themselves down 0-1. Not the best spot to be, but looking to bounce back here in game 2 and hopefully get their offensive side of the ball rolling earlier than they did last time. Is a demo coming on, but I don't think it matters as the shot from Samuel is slotted top right.
Yeah, that was I'm gonna pull a that was just an unnecessary demo. That was just, I think Bubbly thought maybe he had no boost and he could get the 50 and the demo, but I mean, you gotta prioritize the ball right there, unfortunately.
But either way, Samuel's gonna take the goal. Not the most difficult shot of his life, but it is once again the accurate shot, and that's all they need so far. They don't have to do anything crazy. The Dragons are gonna keep kind of giving them the open net. As Yor with no boost is going to go for the 50. It does kind of go in his favor, but nobody in the same mile. It means free ball and free cleanup as Yor's going to try to hop in front of this. And he will as a booming clear comes out and nobody's back, as Jordan does have an open edge. He can find it, but can't find the angle. Probably had a chance to pass it, but went for the shot himself, and he couldn't find it, as the solo play attempt from Samuel almost enough to get past the last back, but it will be cleaned up. And I really want to see this Dragons offense get rolling and kind of get past the nerves that they're kind of in the slump for right now, Bagels.
Yeah, and again, like I was saying, they had an infield pass attempt. Yor had Jordan and Bubbly in the midfield, and neither Bubbly or Jordan ended up going for the pass, and it wasn't even that terrible of a pass, but they just didn't commit. And now Venganza with Samuel, I mean, really, I'm just gonna call him Bubs just because that's the better name. I'm just gonna call him Bubs. I can't call him Samuel unless he really gets angry about it after this match. I will call him that. But Bubs is starting to get heated up here on the mechanical side. But Ladog, he got caught out in the rotation, but a great save. But ultimately, you're still able to clean it up. And I mean, it just takes 3 or 4 seconds for these Dragons to get going.
Yeah, Ladog was, I mean, would say thrown to the wolves, but really thrown to the Dragons, as he was just left last back, trying to make save after save. And I think the last one was just a little bit too much to handle, as it'll slip by. But the rotation's definitely at fault there. If a goalie has to make a save twice, it's probably somebody not where they're supposed to be. As Bubs is going to take it over one, and Ladog right there.
Oh
but a
my!
from Bubbly. He's been hitting the gym. His golf had a shot there, but couldn't find it. Now the dog is awkward, but nobody challenging in time. As Bubbly is just demo express right now. As an open net here, nobody back. Oh my gosh, Bubs is gonna hop in front of it. I keep almost saying Samuel, but I mean
Bubs is the better name.
Yeah, Bubs
is just a better name.
It's too iconic not to say. Is the dog a nice read there, but yours right in front of it. And he's gonna get the mid-air demo. Now Bubbly, plenty of time to work with, but Goff's gonna hop in front of it. And now trying to get it past Yor, but Yor's gonna shut that down and look for the double, can't find it. And the dog's gonna keep the same little cycle of Dragon's pressure going.
Yeah, and that was such a crazy last shot there for the Dragons. Both players on the defense and the offense were pre-flipping, and they ended up flinging it off to the sidewall. But I mean, the Dragons haven't really been making many mistakes, but on the opposite side, Venganza, they're not waiting to capitalize on mistakes. They're trying to create their own opportunities. But at the same time, this is a low-scoring game, but now the rotation for the Dragons getting caught out again. And, I mean, not quite sure what happened here. This wasn't really a dangerous ball.
Yeah, it looks like nobody even close to being a third man right there. Looks like Jordan and Bubbly are both kind of in the same rotation spot, kind of both playing the 2, and nobody there to really just hop in front of an easy save. As Bubs, a nice mechanical showcase to get back to that ball very quickly and put it on target, but still probably shouldn't have been a goal either ways. Dragons once again in this situation of being down a goal, but now they're down 2 goals as the dog is going to put another one, give him a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and this was just another overcommit here. Bubbly, I mean, all 3 players on the Dragons were just getting these small ball passing play touches to each other, and somebody needed to bang a shot on net, but every player just couldn't find the power on the shot, and they kept trying over and over again, and if you keep doing that and the saves are being made, you're going to get caught out, and they were.
Yeah, and it looks like we're watching a 3s team versus a 2s team in the sense that there's every time the 2 go up for something, it's just a goal for the 3-person team. As Bubbly has a shot looking for the double, but I don't think he even had to go for the double. It was probably just on target, but Golf is gonna make the save. Yor was a very acrobatic shot.
Oh my god, why did he shoot it over there?
He just had to slot it top right, but top left the one spot. That ball was probably
no.
saved. Well, the dog, another 3-save game, and the time is taken away here for the Dragons.
Oh!
It's a nice passing play, but cannot find the shot to finish it off. And now Bub's gonna take it the other way, and time ticks away here as Venganza looks to add another one onto the scoreboard.
Yeah, they just missed 3 prime opportunities in a row. I mean, Bubbly had the whole right side of the net open, and he chose left, and unfortunately that was the wrong decision, and really another good pass from Yor. Yor's been getting these stellar passes all series, and his teammates haven't been able to capitalize on these passes. I mean, it was right to Jordan. All he had to do was just put it on the left side, and not able to find contact. And I mean, still, they find themselves down 2 goals, but I really feel like this is another game that they kind of just lost themselves. Venganza is kind of getting away with murder here in the series. Another overcommit. Goff just has to find the read, and he's gonna put it in. A great redirect, but I mean, Dragons, they've been in control the whole game, and they find themselves down 3 goals.
Yeah, we're not just trying to dog on Venganza, but it looks like Dragons really are just shooting themselves in the foot way too many times to count. But still at the same time, Venganza is playing very clean, and just they look like a very, very sharp rotational team right now. The demos keep on coming out as Golf looking for the double, but Bubbly's gonna deny it. Bubbly seems to have found his touch off the backboard, but either way, Dragons can't find the win. As Golf, almost a very beautiful shot, but 3 people in goal means that probably won't find its way in this time. And Venganza, they are now looking at an opportunity to sweep the Dragons, and this is an opportunity they need to pounce on quickly.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Venganza, I feel like you almost just have to finish off the sweep here, because still, up until the last few seconds of that game, the Dragons were out shooting Venganza considerably, but they got 3-4 shots there at the final 30 seconds. But I mean, unfortunately for the Dragons, Bubbly, he made a critical mistake off the backboard in game 1, and then off the kickoff here in game 2, he just went for that interesting play to go for the demo instead of the ball there. I'm not sure if he thought somebody was back, but that really put them on the wrong foot here in game 2. But still, they had so many chances. They just got to capitalize on 1 or 2 of these critical chances, but they're just missing their mark. The passes are there from Yor. The shot opportunities from Jordan and Bubbly are there. They're not sealing the deal.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a Bubbly pop-off as Mr. Finnick needs to show us something, because Yor's delivering the passes, Jordan's playing the defense. Now we just need Bubbly to slot some of these home and give us an offensive showcase we really expected from this team. I mean, I'll be honest, I expected a very high-scoring series, at least from the Dragons, but it's not what we've gotten so far. As 50 coming out from Jordan, Bubs, and we'll go nowhere, but maybe that's for the best for the Dragons. They take possession of it. As Yor gets a pass 1, looking for another dime here. It is another great pass, but the save from Bubs is even better, as that one from Bubbly was on target, but the save was just too perfect to get it past the last man back. As Golf, a booming clear here. Yor's going to keep it in. The dog to the backboard is a missed touch. Can't get to it, but now Golf's going to have to clear this away himself as the first man. And now yours a little, excuse me, Jordan's a little touchdown, but it'll be nothing too dangerous for the Venganza defense, who has been very sharp so far in these first couple games, and they're keeping their defensive prowess rolling in this third game.
Yeah, I mean, this is what's happening. The Dragons are getting started early. And a big 50 from Jordan is gonna slow roll its way in. But that's exactly what the Dragons needed. They needed to score first here.
Yeah, I completely agree. Golf, that's probably the first time he's gotten beat on a 50 this series. Feels like he's been very in control of which way the ball goes whenever he's even going for the ball. And that time, Jordan just hit the gym a little bit more and was able to muss it through. As Bubs and Yor gonna 50 midair, and it'll go right to where Bubbly needs it. Now Yor almost got a nice touch, might have had a chance to put on target or at least a pass. Now Bubs with a nice read is gonna bang this downfield to the dog. And Jordan's going to try to cut it off midfield. It's the dog putting a shot on. Might have been off, but either way, Yora's going to clear it. And then a whiff here from Bubs might mean a little bit of disaster on their pressure, but instead he's going to get a nice pass and have a nice save for Bubbly as the defense is trying to hop in front of a lot of these shots that are just coming through one after the other for the Dragons. As they need to score, but right now they understand defense is all they need. With their 1-goal lead is a shot here from the dog, but he can't find contact. And
What
Gus
is
tries to
happening?
oh my gosh, this is complete chaos going on here now, as both teams are desperate for a goal, but really, Venganza trailing for the first time, I think, this whole series, if I'm correct, and I don't think they understand what to do now. As a shot from the dog, perfect on target.
No.
The save was there from Yor, but he's gonna double tap it in himself.
Yeah, that was just an unfortunate spot. I mean, I don't know if he had boost here, but it didn't look like... Oh no, he had the boost, he just reacted too late. And, that's just a rough spot. But, I mean, the Dragons, this is a solid game 3 from them so far. They've fixed all the errors. They're there for each other's passes, and they're getting good shots on offense, and they're making Venganza work here. But, again, I feel like both these two teams are just playing a really counterattack heavy playstyle, and Venganza can easily, right there, be putting some high quality shots on.
I completely agree, and it's the passing plays that Yor has been getting rolling a lot of these times that haven't really started to punish Venganza yet, and sooner or later the defense is going to not be able to hop in front of one of these shots, and I think the Dragons could easily come back in this series and give us a show worth watching, because right now they are tied up in this game 3 and trying to avoid being swept and fall to a negative record. As a nice pass from Yor, these passes are absolutely beautiful, but so far haven't been able to find the mark, and Yor's going to do it himself and give the Dragons another lead in this game.
That was a great follow-up, but I don't know if that was a calculated fake coming out from Jordan in the air, but I think that was the best possible thing he could have done, was missing that ball, because I think if he 50'd that, it could have gone all the way back on his side, but instead, since both players missed the ball, that allowed Yor to get a quick follow-up, and kind of a happy accident, but could be calculated. But now the net kind of open if he can find the read. He does find the read. He 50s it through. I think Bubbly, what a crazy read from Bubs.
Bubs versus Bubbly midair right in front of the goal.
Oh my.
And this time it is Bubs. I mean, there was an acrobatic, insane save by Bubbly, to be fair. The fact that he even got in the way of that was pretty impressive, but still, Bubs a little too strong right there. And he's going to punch that one home and tie this game back up once again, as the Dragons, they take the lead, but they lose it just as quickly. Now Bubs up to Yor. Yor trying to pass it down to Jordan. Looks like he's just going to keep it himself. Go for the boost. Jordan, as third man back, is able to hop in front of that. Very dangerous.
Wait a second.
Open net. Bubbly has an opportunity. He's going to capitalize off the pole and in.
Yeah, and a little concerning there for Jordan. That's the third time he's been caught as third man and going for a really ballsy challenge, but either way, Bubbly able to somehow sneak his way through the whole defense, and Ladog essentially having to own goal that one. But, I mean, either way, every time the Dragons have scored, Venganza has scored shortly right after, so we'll have to see if another counterattack comes out.
Yeah, and as you said at the end of game 1, that 50 that Jordan went for, that ended up being their demise. If he would have won that 50, probably goes into the back of the net for against Venganza. And this time, it was the opposite side, and he did win the 50. Not really the 50, but going as third man, and it ended up being a goal for the Dragons. So it just shows how risk-heavy this Dragons offense is sometimes, but it does seem to work this time around and give them a very important lead, as they need to just hold on tight to their 1-goal lead, not do anything crazy here. and try to get their way into the game 4 without too much time slipping by. I don't think they want to go to overtime with this one. I think a nice confident win here in regulation would be a good thing to get things rolling for this reverse sweep.
Yeah, I mean, an insurance goal would be great here, but ultimately they just got to hold off the Venganza defense. Here it could be Jordan looking for the read, but Bubbly can't find the follow-up either. Now that's 2 players for the Dragons out of position, but Goff having to challenge in pretty late there. It's still dangerous as this one loitering around the net, but a good clear from Bubbly, and they just need 10 more seconds.
Yeah, as time ticks away here, Venganza's on the wrong side of things. Goff's going to try to make something happen, but Bubbly is there to put it on target. It is right to the waiting arms of Goff, but nobody for Venganza able to hop under it and keep it up. So that means we do head to a game 4, and we find ourselves on the Forbidden Temple, which I think we all could be appreciative of, because I don't think we wanted the sweep, and that's not what we're going to get tonight, as Dragon's going to show some life behind the nice carry of Yor there, who is making all the plays on all sides of the ball, and is going to squeak a win by here for the Dragons here in Game 3.
Yeah, if there was any series that I did not think would end in a sweep, it would be this one, but Venganza almost pulling it off, but I feel like the Dragons, they're in the driver's seat, I feel like, the whole series, but finding themselves down 2-1 in the series ultimately. But, I mean, on Forbidden Temple, crazy things happen. Maybe, just maybe, we might see that Bubbly 1v3 solo dribble play that I've been waiting for. But I don't know. It's just so hard to predict because both these teams, they're going back and forth. There's mistakes being made, but at the same time, I do feel like the Dragons' offense is better. I feel like Bubs is really carrying this Venganza squad. It's kind of a one-man show on offense for them.
And I completely agree. It's the dog on defense making a lot of these saves, but it feels like Goff's just that middleman, and letting Bubs go nuts on the offensive side. Is the dog had a shot there, but can't put it on target. And now Bubs full boost to work with, going for the flip reset, gets it past one, dunks the other. Wait, and the dog can't clean it up, and it's complete panic as Bubs making the save on his own flip reset shot and ruining the clip. And that's gotta really let the air out of the VC for Venganza, and the Dragons get a breath of fresh air, as that was dead to rights, the tiebreaker right there, and probably sending this game down towards probably a Venganza win. But now Dragons got some momentum going their way.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like between those 3 players, they're probably just laughing. They're laughing that just happened. But that is absolutely, from a viewer standpoint, I mean, as Goff is going to get one here, that is just, I don't think I've ever seen it happen like that. I've definitely seen it happen, but that was something else.
That was like the best perspective to watch it. We watched the flip reset, the dunk, and then we watched Bubs slowly creep out of the net and turn into a Dragons goalie. And it was a great save. He got there before his own teammate could slot it. So, but it doesn't matter. Goff will get that one goal that they kind of deserve. But either way, Goff's gonna get it for him. Now Dragons gonna be on the back foot once again. As a 3-man 50 puts the ball spiraling towards the Dragons net, and Ladog is gonna get one himself. And Dragons, another defensive rotation faulting right there as they double commit.
Yeah, I don't know. I just either Yor or Jordan, somebody needed to go back right there, but I feel like that was Yor's ball. But even Yor ended up getting beat out on that challenge. But I don't know. That like I said, Venganza could easily step up here, and they are finding 2 goals here in the first minute 20. But this leaves a lot of time for the Dragons to come back at the same time if they can just work out these mistakes. But 3 people are going for the ball at all times, and somehow Venganza keeps slipping them through.
After that game 3, I really expected this to be Dragons offensive heavy, but they haven't really gotten to their offensive half at all. It's been Venganza showing what their offense is capable of, and so far 3 goals in the first minute and a half. That's a very high task to ask for any offense. And Bubbly having to make another save, hopping in front of that one, as that time starts to take away faster and faster for the Dragon, as they need to get a shot on now. As Bubbly had a shot, but very slow and not going to be dangerous, as Yor's going to put it up. The dog's going to hop in front of it, but a mid-pass here from Bubbly means nothing really, as Jordan wasn't really ready for it, and almost a very nice redirect, but it will be off target. No one there to clean it up. Yor's going to flick it over, but Bubs is able to hop in front of it And now Jordan off the backboard, looking for a double maybe, but Bubs is sitting and waiting patiently on the backboard. And the pre-jump from golf will not be the most wise decision as it'll just float helplessly to the ground. But that offensive pressure is starting to come alive a little bit here for the Dragons, and hopefully it's not too late.
Yeah, I mean, they only got one shot, but they're putting Venganza on the back foot, but at the same time, the one shot and all their chances aren't really threatening. They're kind of just letting Dragons come to them. Although Ladog in a terrible spot here, but nobody for Dragons able to capitalize. And I don't know. It looks like the sails kind of got deflated here for the Dragons, but this could be a big momentum setter right here.
I could watch your pass like all day.
He's so good at passing.
So good. All these passes are on the money. Like any higher, and that ball is off the backboard and just completely off. But he puts it the one spot where his teammate can hop in front of it, and Jordan's gonna slot that in the very top of that goal. He had like no more room to work with, but he will get it. Bubbly looking for a shot here himself, and a save from Bubs, and Yor with the follow-up, or Jordan with the follow-up. Their names look so similar from afar. But either way, Bubbly's gonna hop in front of this one. Had a shot actually. If that were on target, it would have found the back of the net. His golf's gonna flick it downfield, and Jordan can't get rotation is once again lacking for the Dragons, and now they're back to a 3-goal deficit.
Yeah, I mean, they committed pretty hard there on that last drive, and that's kind of the third, fourth, maybe even fifth goal that Venganza have gotten in the series, where it's basically just an open net. All they got to do is make sure they hit it. It's kind of the Jekyll and Hyde, so to say, with this offense. It's either pitch perfect or one little mistake here for the Dragons, and Venganza let him back in. And unfortunately for Dragons, I think 3 goals in the last minute and a half is too much to ask for.
Yeah, even for their high-powered offense, it's been flat today. And I mean, if it's gonna come alive, it's gotta come alive pretty soon, as they're really starting to run out of time to make much happen. As Bubbly is gonna try to carry it over too. Does 50 out one of them and gets the full boost. And as Bubbly to the air, looking for the double tap, has the boost to work with as one misses, but the dog, the rock for the defense, is gonna hop in front of it. It's Jordan to the backboard, off the ceiling, but not much room to work with. As Bubbly forced to make a clear here, and Jordan's gonna get in front of this ball. Looks like he doesn't have boost, plays the 50, and it's a very, very Venganza favorite 50. Is all they have to do now is just take away this time and really just keep them on their defensive path, because I mean, if they're on defense, they're probably not going to score. As a demo does come out onto the dog, but the Dragons is very slow to capitalize, and because of that, it's like Venganza to get out skate free. Is a 50 from Yor, a shot on from Jordan, and maybe some late life here for
That may have been the slowest transition down the field I've ever seen that's resulted in a goal. Yor was kind of just meandering in the offensive third there, and somehow 50's is way past 2. But I mean, 2 goals in 40 seconds, it is possible, but need something off the kickoff here, but not looking like they're gonna get it.
like Bubs absolutely dusted the kickoff right there, and
Oh.
that's not what you want to happen here as time ticks away here for the Dragons. But now or a pass here from Yor really is. You can pretty much assume anytime he hits the ball, he's not shooting. He's just gonna try to find his teammate. There's 20 seconds left here. Bubs trying to get it over to Yor, but it's a hard pass to deal with. And the dog's gonna get very quickly to this ball. And Yor trying to take it the other way as time ticks away. And that is an open net if Jordan can get around it, but Bubs is gonna get in front of it, and that has to be the nail in the coffin there. As that will be the 3-1 victory for Venganza over Dragons. Not the outcome we expected, but a very promising team, and Venganza showcases their skills and knocks off the Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said at the beginning of the series, I think both these teams are going to find themselves somewhere in that 5-6 spot, along with Diversion there. Maybe all 3 teams could lock up 4, 5, and 6, but ultimately, at the end of the day, Venganza just made less mistakes, and it's not necessarily that they were playing safe. It's just that the Dragons were making more mistakes, and I think the Dragons are the better team, but on the day, Venganza just played better by virtue of less mistakes. Because when the Dragons were on offense, we didn't really get to see too much solo play coming out from Bubbly or Jordan. But I mean, you said it a minute ago. I mean, the passes from Yor are just they're just so juicy, and all Jordan or Bubbly has to do is basically just put it on net and it's a goal. But it just didn't happen for them.
Yeah, and even the times they were able to hit absolute bangers, the dog seemed like he was always that guy to hop in front of it and just ruin the play. What would be a beautiful clip ends up in a even better save. And Venganza at the end of the day played probably the cleanest Rocket League you can ask from them for a very chaotic play style of the Dragons. They were able to calm things down and really play at their own pace for most of that series. And a 3-1 victory is something to be very proud of. But it looks like that will wrap it up here for our second matchup of the night, and hoping for a nice 5-game series as we send things off to the next one. But it's been a pleasure casting with you, Bagels. Any last thoughts?
Yeah, I'm excited to see the second time around these two teams play. But definitely we got another good matchup here. Where we've had two game fours in a row. Let's see if we can make it to that game five here in the last one.
Yeah, I completely agree. So grab you some water and get back in that chair. As hopefully this last match of the night is that 5-game series we've been hoping for. Thank you for everybody for watching, and we'll see you in a couple minutes.